Hey lovelies, you're welcome back to Reviews and Recaps. So today I'm going to be covering Summer House Martha's Vineyard Season 1, Episode 1. So my first overall thoughts on this episode was that it was given everything it needed to give. Bear in mind this is episode 1. Like they introduced us to the couple that was hosting the trip and a few of the other people who would be on this trip. Now, what is so interesting about this show, in my opinion, is the fact that there are a bunch of different personalities. You can already see it from episode 1, that there's going to be a lot of like clashes here and there. There's going to be a lot of like differences in opinions. And I'm actually quite curious to see a little bit more about the couple, Jasmine and Silas. So Jasmine and Silas are the ones hosting the trip. They got married about 3 months ago, so newly married couples, or newly married couple rather. And so it's like they're hanging out with a bunch of their friends and their friends sort of plus one. That's what it's given, okay? Now, so what I want to do is like share some of my key takeaways. And at the end of today's, or towards the end of today's video, I'm going to do a clip by clip analysis of the dinner that they had. Now, if you have watched this episode, you will know that the dinner is the highlight, guys. The all white dinner is the highlight of this whole episode, honey. So make sure you get your popcorn ready. Make sure you get that little sippy drink with you because it's about to be a breakdown analysis. Okay, so if you're still listening at this point, please make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Please make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Now let's get into this episode. Alrighty. So now this is where I feel like this episode got interesting for me. Okay. So this is when Jordan walked in, and so the person hugging her with the black dress or black outfit is actually Jasmine. So remember how I said Jasmine and Silas got married? They're the ones hosting the trip. So Jordan comes in. Jordan is friends with Jasmine. So they hug, they're so excited. Now, look who is not excited for this hug. Him, Silas. Silas, the husband of Jasmine. This was his facial expression when Jordan was hugging Jasmine. Look at that facial expression. Look at that. What do you make of this? What do you make of this facial expression? Now, I'll tell you what I think, right? Well, you let me know what you think now before I tell you what I think, girl. What I think is that this man does not really see it for Jordan. As soon as I saw this, so bear in mind that I watched this. This is one of the things that I pictured and got straight up before I eventually saw what played out in the episode at the end, right? I saw his facial expressions and I thought, there's going to be some tension here. The dynamic, something is off. He does not like Jordan. He is just tolerating Jordan because Jordan is a longtime friend of Jasmine, in my opinion. Now, that's what I got from this picture. Let me know what you all think, okay? Now, okay, so this is where things were getting interesting, honey. One thing I have to say about the show is they have some good-looking men. Do you hear me? And women, let me be clear, but I'm into men, so of course I thought about the men first. Like, Alex is a tall, tall, beautiful man. And Amir is also a good-looking man. He's on the shorter side, but he is good-looking nonetheless. So anyway, so Emera, Alex, and what's the name of the other guy now? I can't remember his name. Let me know in the comment section if you do remember what his name is. So they were talking, and Emera was trying to let everyone know who he was feeling. So he's like, I'm feeling Jordan. I want to make it known now. Like, are you guys feeling anyone? So of course everyone is trying to like play it cool and coy at this point. But my man is like, I know what I want, and what I want is Jordan. And I respect that. I like someone who knows what he wants and who is going to make sure that he gets it. I can't be mad at that. I can't be mad at that. Like, that's just what it is. All right, let's keep watching. So this is where I think things got interesting. So we actually saw Amer open up to the group and talk about the fact that he was raised by his mother, who was a single mother, and that he does not know his father. So his mother was born in Saudi Arabia, moved to Lebanon, and so he does not know the black side of his family, essentially. So he does not know his father. He didn't really expatiate more on, how that dynamic works, but essentially what he told us is that he is raised by his mom. And poor boy did not know about a fade in college or until college, bless him. So I had to just get this picture, guys. I just had to. His mom used to have to cut his hair, and I'm like, oh, bless her. But yeah, no. I'm glad he got the fade. He's looking good. But it was like a nice moment of like people, or at least a mirror opening up. Now, did you guys pick up when Jasmine started to talk about Black excellence? I'll be honest, it was very much given phony. It was very much given scripted. It was very much given like, oh, as the host, I must perform and I must ensure that this strip is excellent. And I'm like, I get it, sis. That's what you're paid to do, honey. Like, do your job. I appreciate that. But at the same time, I would like for it not to seem so overly fake. So maybe, Jasmine, if you work on that delivery next time, I would appreciate it. And I'm sure the other viewers would as well. Okay, before I continue with Jasmine, the other person who likes to give speeches that sort of fall to the ground a little bit is Preston. So I appreciate the humor that Preston does bring to the show. And I do think we're going to see a lot more of him when it comes to the humor that he brings onto the show. He's witty, he's funny. However, when he gives his speeches, I feel like the speeches don't really have a punchline that is very interesting. They don't really have a punchline, if I'm being completely honest, in my opinion. Okay. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Okay. Now let's keep going because I have a lot to say. So this is, see Mariah's face when Jasmine was given her speech that sounded fake and phony. She was not buying it, same as myself, but I'm not going to speak for you all. Let me know in the comment section below. So anyways, they all decided to get into the hot tub. They're there chilling, and then they start playing truth or drink. Okay, truth, dare, or drink. All right. And so they then did Emmer to kiss someone that he is attracted to, and guess who he kissed? Miss Jordan. Jordan is a baddie. Do you hear me? That face is on point. Everything, like good energy. Like she is the girl to watch on the season. Okay. So, anyways, also Alex, the tall glass of chocolate milk. Mm, mm, mm. Anyways, he kissed her as well. By the way, this is not on the lips or anything. They were respectful, okay, which I absolutely appreciated. Now, let's move on a little bit. Let's move on to when Mariah was dead to give a lap dance. I don't know what that was, but that ain't a lap dance. It was like a little jump, right? He was confused. He was like, where is the, like, what just happened? Like, it was giving like, girl, I know you won't want to twerk on him. You could have just said, I'm a drink. So that getting up to do a lap dance where the lap did not connect to that booty is just not working for me. That's not a lap dance, honey. But maybe better luck next time, sis. A for effort. So moving on to this, now this is where things get interesting, and you guys might come for me for my opinion on this, but it is what it is. Come for me. It's, everyone is allowed their opinions, right? So, okay, so these two, right? So Jasmine and Mariah, they're trying to sit down and get their script writing done, they find out that there's all sorts of hairs right on their white couch. So of course Jasmine is thinking like, why are there hairs here? The dog has been here, blah blah blah. So just one thing I didn't mention is Bree came with a dog who she has claimed or she said that is an ESA, so emotional support animal. Okay. So right here, so imagine like just seeing like dog fur all over your seat. Now, for people who do not particularly like dogs or don't necessarily have dogs, will not appreciate that, in my opinion. Like, I'll be honest, as a person, girl, if you're in my house or if we're on holiday and we're in the same space, you bring a dog without telling me, we're gonna have problems. Dog, cat, snake, lion, I don't care. Okay, I do like a good lion, but no, seriously, we're gonna have problems, right? You cannot, it's disrespectful to show up to an event where you're not even the first pick, right? To show up for this show or for this so-called trip, okay? And then you come through with an extra person or thing or whatever you want to call it, a pet, right? Without telling me in advance. What if it's not a pet friendly, I don't know, how home? What if I just don't want pets around me? What if I'm allergic to pets or that particular pet in particular, right? These are things that you have conversation with the host beforehand, right? So I think Jasmine was well within her rights to bring it to Bria. Now, the way she did it by calling Bria and saying, "Oh, there's pet dog hair all over the couch," in front of everyone, that's not the approach I would have taken. And I absolutely think that's unfair. She should have called her to the side and said, "Babe, you brought a dog. You didn't even tell me. I don't appreciate that. And now there's dog fur all over the chair. I can't even like comfortably sit on this couch." Like, seriously, right? As someone who does not particularly like pets or like people's pets being in my space, especially because I don't understand and I don't know how clean your pet is, like, it's not going to be okay for me. And I would definitely have issues with that. So I completely understood that. What I didn't understand, right, was the way Bria was like really piping up about it. And it was as simple as, "Girl, I should have told you I am sorry." Like, I don't understand how hard it is to understand that no one is saying that you can't bring your ESA, right? No one is saying that at this stage, but at least give me the opportunity, give me the heads up, right? Give me the heads up. And so that's what Preston was trying to let Bria understand, right? So he was like, she was just saying like some heads up would be nice. And I'm like, oh, at least someone understands. Like, just some heads up would have been okay, for crying out loud. It did not have to be this whole massive crazy thing, in my opinion. Okay. Anyways, it escalated and yeah, Bria walked off. Now, this is the thing I picked up about Bria. Bria is manipulative, in my opinion. Now, why are you then going over to speak to these people to say, "Do you have an issue with my dog? Do you have an issue with my dog?" Like, girl, you didn't sit down to listen to what Jasmine had to tell you about how she felt about the dog. You walked off, only to then go and speak to the other people in this house, trying to create more people on your side. That's very manipulative, in my opinion. She even walked up to him and said, "Do you have an issue with my dog? You know he loves the dog. He was playing with the dog the first time he met the dog." Like, seriously. Like, sis, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to rally the whole house against Jasmine because she raised an issue with this dog? That is something that if I was Jasmine in that case, I would not appreciate. Okay. So now let's talk about this one. So Jordan, I felt Jordan was having like a really good moment with Alex and Amir. So she was basically telling them about the fact that she decided to become celibate in the last year, just because she felt like she wanted to make sure that men that were approaching her wanted her for her and not just because she was in like Playboy, right? And like I said, she's a very beautiful woman. So I'm not surprised that a lot of men would want to interact with her, be in her presence. Um, but I also understand when you are that attractive and you've done certain things in your career, you don't know if you are a fantasy for these men. You are a, in quotation marks, fetish, yeah, sort of like a thing that they want to try. Um, as opposed to they like you for you, they want to get to know you for who you are. Um, and so those are the things, that's why it gets a bit tricky. So I actually do appreciate her saying that, although I know she did say that, she's hoping to get some on the trip, but it was nice for her to at least say what she said, on that issue, at least in my opinion. What was interesting was Alex was actually a lot more understanding. Amir was like, nah, I'm trying to smash. And I get the impression they probably would smash, just because Jordan already said on her way to the house that she really wanted to get laid. And so that's the thing. Usually when you say that, you sort of set your intentions, and most times that usually happens. I don't know how, but it usually does. So if you're still listening, we're about to break down the dinner scene. That was the highlight of this episode for me. So you guys stay tuned. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. And now let's get into that clip. It's like, I have known her prior to you. She's like, drop the mic. She's like, pen drop. I'm done. Like, you don't want this. Like, you do not want this smoke.
Not the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh, okay, sister. Wow. Okay, that was episode 1, guys. That was episode 1. See what I was saying, man? This show is amazing. Like, this is episode 1. If they can keep this energy all season, like, guys, I am completely excited for it. I cannot wait. Thank you very much for listening today. Please give this video a thumbs up. Please share it if you enjoyed it. And please don't forget to subscribe. Your girl is almost on 500 subscribers. I truly, truly appreciate. Oh, it's 502 now. Okay. I just did a refresh.